Hi guys, Kerrod here at the Joondalup Resort, and in this video I'm going to show you one simple strategy to improve your driving like nothing else. Let's get into it. Today standing on the 9th hole of the Lake Golf Course. As you can see, a beautiful golf course, par 5, slight dogleg left. Up the right hand side here, we've got some out of bounds just on the right hand side of this path. We've got a target way down in the distance there, which is the recommended line for this tee. You can see some water in the distance near the green. So in this video, I'm going to talk about strategy off the tee. Now this is going to be a key for some of you who feel like you're losing a lot of shots when it comes to correctly placing your golf ball around the course. So specifically on this hole here, you can see we've got this hole and there's a fair amount of trouble. We've got out of bounds if we slightly hit it to the right, and we've got what looks like some trees over there on the left. Now, if you've got a course guide or a course map or something similar, the very first step in good course management would be to look at that guide that you've got out in front of you and then evaluate where is the majority of the trouble. So I've played this hole a few times, so I know the majority of the trouble is all the way up the right hand side here. That is essentially out of bounds all the way up until the point where it gets to some thick bush and you're more than likely going to lose your golf ball. So standing here and evaluating this shot, I look at my course guide and I can see that on this left hand side of this hole, it does tend to open up quite significantly all the way up until about that target up in the distance there, in which the fairway would then run out. From this position here, I would then scope that target and it would say that it would be about 240 or 250 off the tee. So based on that, if I was just to make a normal driver swing, there's a good chance that I'm not going to run out of room as such. It kind of might finish just around about the height or the level of that tree. So now from this position here, once I've evaluated where the worst possible miss is, I can then begin to decide which side of the tee box I'm going to line up on. So as you'll see out in front of me, I've got 1, 2, 3 different possible tee box positions. And effectively, these completely change the angle in which I would be driving the golf ball. For example, if I was to tee up the golf ball on the right-hand side of the tee box, well, that is going to encourage me to aim further up the left-hand side of the hole. If I was to tee up into the center, then we would be aiming more towards the center. And then if I was over here on the left-hand side, all things considered equal, that would encourage me to hit it out to the right-hand side of this hole. So when it comes to good course management and strategy, what we're trying to do, number one, is identify where is the worst possible miss. On this hole, as discussed, it's clear that the worst possible miss in this scenario is out there into the trees on the right. So now knowing that, we can then shift our perspective to open up the hole to possibly encourage this hole to be played a little bit easier than it could otherwise. So, for example, now knowing that, I can then begin to shift my line. So if I was to tee up on the right-hand side of the tee box, I would then now open up the hole, minimizing the possibility that I would hit it in that worst possible spot, which is on the right-hand side of that path. So with a little adjustment of your tee box positioning on the right-hand side of this hole, for example, it now begins to open up this hole, so we're more likely to hit our ball in a safer spot rather than a spot in which would lead to a detrimental result. So what I generally see with the average recreational golfer is they'll tee their ball up in the center of the box and then they would aim up the center of the fairway with no real regard of where the trouble is. Effectively, their one objective from there is to hit the fairway. Well, when you've got a big old fairway out there, you're going to have a big old miss. So there's a good chance that you don't know if you're going to miss it to the right or to the left. So with this one little simple strategy of picking your tee box position with your driver, you might just find yourself being able to hit far more fairways as a result and lowering that golf score. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, comment below if you've got any questions. But until next time, I'm Kerrod. Thanks for watching.